Let's start with Steve Jobs. There's a quote from him that always gets to me: your time is limited. So don't waste it living someone else's life. When you really think about it, this is one of the most profound pieces of advice you could ever hear. Jobs wasn't just telling us to follow our dreams. He was emphasizing the importance of being authentic, of carving out your own path. No matter how unconventional or how hard it might be. Now, Steve Jobs' life? It's the ultimate underdog story. He was adopted, he dropped out of college because it was too expensive for his adoptive parents. And yet, he didn't let those circumstances define him. Instead of following the normal path, he followed his curiosity and his love for design and technology. You know what he did? After dropping out, he started sitting in on random college courses like calligraphy. Most people wouldn't see the point of that. But years later, the elegant typefaces on the first Mac computers were a direct result of what he learned in those calligraphy classes. That's the magic of Jobs. Connected dots that no one else could see. The lesson here? Sometimes, following your instincts, even when it doesn't make logical sense to others, can lead to something revolutionary. Steve Jobs built Apple on this principle. He focused on making beautiful, user-friendly technology. He didn't just want to create products, he wanted to create experiences. iPhones, iPads, Macs, these aren't just tools, they're extensions of our lives. Jobs' relentless pursuit of excellence and his willingness to think differently literally changed the world. Even now, although Jobs isn't with us anymore, his vision is alive. Apple continues to shape industries, technology, entertainment, finance with products and services rooted in his ethos of simplicity and innovation. His story reminds us that to become extraordinary, you have to live life with purpose, on your terms, and never settle for anything less than what you're capable of. Now, let's move on to Elon Musk. Let me hit you with one of his quotes: when something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are against you. That, right there, is quintessential Elon Musk. He's a guy who doesn't just dream big dreams in ways that most people would think are insane. Colonizing Mars, building reusable rockets, turning electric cars into a global norm. All of those ideas were ridiculed at one point. But Musk, he didn't care. He just kept going. Elon Musk's life is a lesson in resilience. He grew up in South Africa, and it wasn't exactly easy. But he taught himself programming by reading manuals and sold his first piece of software when he was just 12. Fast forward a few decades, and he co-founded companies like PayPal, which revolutionized the way people handle online payments. But he didn't stop there. When PayPal was sold, he used a huge portion of his money to start SpaceX and invest in Tesla. Now, both SpaceX and Tesla were on the verge of collapse multiple times. For SpaceX, the first 3 rocket launches failed. Can you imagine the stress? But Musk kept pushing. He famously said, "If those rockets had failed, I would have been done completely broke." The 4th launch succeeded, and it saved the company. Tesla faced similar struggles. There was a point when Musk was sleeping on the factory floor, doing whatever it took to keep the company afloat. Now, Tesla isn't just a car company, it's a symbol of the future. And SpaceX? Well, they're sending people to space and laying the groundwork for Mars colonization. The takeaway? Musk's life teaches us that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the journey to success. What separates people like Musk from everyone else is their refusal to give up, no matter how many times they fail. And let's be real here, dreaming big isn't enough. You have to pair those dreams with relentless action. Musk lives by this principle, and his influence will only continue to grow, whether it's through self-driving cars, AI development, or interplanetary exploration. And now we get to Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha. If there's one quote from Buffett that every aspiring person should live by, it's this: the best investment you can make is in yourself. Think about that for a second. Buffett isn't just talking about money here. He's talking about your skills, your knowledge, and your mindset. If you invest in growing yourself, the returns are infinite. Buffett's success story is incredible because it's rooted in simplicity. He started investing when he was 11 years old. By the time he was a teenager, he was already running small businesses like delivering newspapers and pinball machine rentals. What sets Buffett apart is his discipline. He doesn't hop on trends or chase quick wins. Instead, he focuses on value. He looks for companies with strong fundamentals, invests in them, and holds onto them for the long term. Now, here's a cool fact. Warren Buffett spends about 80% of his day reading and thinking. Yup, reading. In today's world, where most of us are glued to our phones, someone like Buffett teaches us the power of slowing down and feeding your brain with the right knowledge. His legendary patience and focus have made him one of the world's richest people. But here's what I love most about Buffett: this humility. Despite being a billionaire, he lives in the same modest house he bought in the 1950s. He's also pledged to give away most of his wealth to charity. Buffett's life reminds us that true wealth isn't about flashy lifestyles. It's about making smart decisions, staying grounded, and giving back to the world. What ties all 3 of these giants, Jobs, Musk, and Buffett, together is their ability to think differently and act intentionally. They speak differently, too. Ever notice how their language is always forward-thinking? They don't say, "It's impossible." They ask, "How can we make it possible?" That's a major shift in mindset we can all learn from. Their habits are also worth noting. They prioritize lifelong learning, reading, asking questions, surrounding themselves with knowledgeable people. They don't waste time on things that drain their energy. Instead, they focus on what moves the needle. And their sense of communication? Oh, it's next level. They have a way of inspiring people with their words, whether it's Jobs unveiling the iPhone or Musk explaining why humanity needs to become a multi-planetary species. The big question now is this: what can you take away from all of this? Maybe it's Steve Jobs' focus on living authentically. Or maybe it's Musk's willingness to risk everything for what he believes in. Or Buffett's emphasis on investing in yourself and thinking long-term. Whichever lesson resonates with you, start taking steps today. Begin creating new habits, using more empowering language, and, most importantly, dreaming bigger than you ever have before. The truth is, being rich isn't just about having money. It's about having the mindset, the discipline, and the vision to create a life full of meaning and abundance. And that's something all of us can achieve if we're willing to do the work. So go ahead, make that first move toward your dreams. The world is waiting for what only you can offer.